Hey, it's Dr. Josh. And, oftentimes we talk about the challenge, but the advantages in turning a passive process into an active process. And this is very apparent in referrals. If we can take a passive referral system, AKA handing a patient a business card to come into our office, asking that other office to hand them a business card for your office, that's a very passive modality, right? Or method. It means that the patient has to be the one taking action. If instead we can grab a hold of that and turn it into an active process, meaning our office is alerted and our office takes the action to reach out to the patient, get them scheduled, there's a lot of magic there. And one of them is really important at year's end. I'm recording this early in 2024. And one thing I'm reminded of is at the end of every year, I like to see who actually referred me patients, right? Who sent people to me. And one of the easiest ways to do this is if you've been tracking it all year. So if you are getting those referral sources to send you patients, or if it's a coach or a golf pro and whatnot, building systems that add a little tag, we call it, onto the patient's contact record allows us to, at the end of the year, analyze where they all came from. You can easily build this. It takes a little bit of time, but once you build it once, it's so easy to run reports at the end of the year. I'll tell you a personal story. I had a doctor that I was trying to pursue to get his referrals. And so we built a referral system and I asked him, hey, let's have lunch. So I met with him at lunch, told him about the system we had built. And he said, yeah, we can do it. And then I offered, hey, let's have lunch again 3 months later. We had lunch again. And then we had lunch about 6 months later. Ended up having lunch with him 3 times that year in an effort to build a relationship so he'd refer people. We had built a system that reduced all the friction for him to refer. Literally all they had to do was scan a QR. The patient had to scan a QR code and we'd take over from there. At the end of the year, we ran the analysis and that guy who I'd taken to lunch 3 times and we'd done all this work for, had sent a grand total of 0 patients to my office. He loved free lunches and he was willing to let me buy them for him, but he never sent anybody. So the next year I said, I'm going to reduce how many lunches I take this guy to down to 0 as well, because I realized he talked a big game, but in the end, according to the data, he didn't send anybody. He didn't believe in us. He didn't believe in what we did. And it kind of hurt. It sucked, but the numbers don't lie. So that's another reason to make it an active system where you take control of it, is that you can track who's sending patients. And sometimes it's really who's sending the right patients to your office and who's sending ones that maybe aren't a great fit for you. If you only work in pediatrics and people are sending adults, it's a good way to track that. And then you can just have a conversation with that doctor. Thank you so much for all the referrals. They're just not our perfect patient. So I hope that's helpful. If you can build those systems and track it, you have the power of data on your side. All right. Have a great one.